Sometimes people say to me, well, the Bible actually says some unscientific things, doesn't it? For example, it says that the sun travels across the sky from east to west. It rises in the east and it travels across the sky to the west. Some Christians, on the other hand, want to use that to say that the earth is fixed in position and the sun actually moves around the earth. Neither of those positions is correct, but they've both got their information from the book of Ecclesiastes. And we read in the first chapter of Ecclesiastes about the sun rising in the east and setting in the west and travelling across the sky. The book of Ecclesiastes is governed by three phrases repeated over and over again: under the sun, meaningless, meaningless, and a grasping after the wind. We cannot grasp the wind, it is insubstantial. It is in fact meaningless. The word is abel, a vapor, something you cannot grasp, and that word is translated in some versions as meaningless, some versions as vanity. These are all things that are under the sun, because the writer of Ecclesiastes, who is probably Solomon, is looking back on a long life where he has moved away from God, lived away from God, and he's saying that if you live your life under the sun, it is meaningless. You live your life without reference to God, it is meaningless. That is the point of the book of Ecclesiastes, that everything in there is talking about things that are under the sun. And the writer says there is in fact nothing new under the sun. The implication being that anything that is new must be over the sun. Anything that has meaning must be over the sun. Anything that gives purpose to the existence we have must be over the sun. And what is over the sun? It is God. So the book of Ecclesiastes is not giving literal science, though there is actually a lot of good science in the book, but it is stating that a life lived without God, with man at the centre, with ourselves at the centre, is meaningless, is vanity, is a chasing after the wind.